Oh, 10. To mildly burn, isn't it? Suntan. Satan. We're mildly burnt by what is said by God. Mildly. See, the criticism against JP is that it's not mild. This is terrible. And from our point of view, much of living is. But it's not a valid criticism of God. Teaching has always been a bit uncomfortable. Rather than not have lesson time, I'd rather go out to play. I know you make the lessons as nice as possible, but sometimes I find them terribly tedious and boring and horrible, and I just want to be out in the playground. And when you let them out, especially young ones, they burst into the playground as if, the pressure's suddenly released. Or when the bell rings for these poor, toiling students in a senior school, they pack up and they go home. And one or two nerds stay behind to have a lesson after school, but not many, So the name Satan might have unusual meaning to an English-speaking person, rather changing the view of Satan. So, the one who speaks into creation, well, God. To tear, to tan, to beat, to burn. And as in man, something negative about man compared to God. And tan embraces something of it. The being that is suffering suffers. I don't know, I just wonder. But I do know in my heart, I'm not going to hate and destroy any being. That cannot be my wonderful, all-powerful, loving God. Thank you, Dad. Don't know if I should add that sun. We're talking about Satan. Sun, though, Saint, Son. True sin as well. Solar, sign, significant, seen, story. So, soon. See? And say, a, day, may, pay, array, ray. Eh? Eh? Say. The word say is rich, isn't it? Do you know why people worship the sun? Well, of course you do. To what we call a primitive mind, the sun, clearly, we're totally reliant on it. And you actually, even if you're pretty sophisticated, you realise you pretty rely on the sun physically, don't you? My goodness, day and night, warmth and energy and life. Things are green because of the sun, aren't they? If you didn't have greenery and so on, you'd have no food. You couldn't live here. You can see why people worship the sun, can't you? It's symbolic, ideally I understand it, of the goodness of God. I mean, we say God is light, there's no darkness in him. Our whole understanding of goodness comes from our experience in this world of the sun. Sunshine. Hello, sunshine. How are you today? Is it going to be sunny today? Oh, it was a beautiful sunny day. I sunbathed. I think I'm a sun worshipper at times. I sunbathe. I understand that the body, it's not quite like a green plant that, chlorophyll and all that, well, as far as I know. But I understand that sunlight to the skin, I don't mean burning it, of course. The middle way, enough sunlight, not none, and not too much. Isn't it the submariners, they're under the ocean for so many months a year that they all go bald prematurely? I understand that's the case. I know early on in life at home with Mum, she understood that if you always wear a hat, that might be the cause of men being prematurely bald. You might say old wives' tale, but perhaps something of it, that you don't get enough sunlight to the roots, and they need sunlight to grow. I know they're not green plants, are they? But they are sort of growing attachment to the field on top of the head. I don't know. But I do know that, well, we all know, don't we, that some sunlight helps the immune system wonderfully. And apparently even taking your glasses off in the sun, because I don't mean staring at the sun, of course, that would be nonsense, but that the UV light actually helps the immune system, strengthens it. Sunlight. A white and sickly person is someone who's been deprived of the energy and, well, I almost want to say nutrient that comes direct from the rays of the sun. And obviously you can have too much of it. You can have too much water, can't you? Too much water and you drown. Does that mean you must never have any water? I don't think so. Well, you might get by if you have fruit juice, because it's 90% water anyway, and probably the best water you can find. Well, especially if it's from organic fruit. I'm off on a tangent, aren't I? These tangents are very useful, though. If the body's not comfortable and right, very hard to, if you like, meditate on God. Because you're plagued by pain and discomfort and need. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for every bit of health you give us. Just thank you for your loving kindness, Lord.